Alright, for the same question in the previous video, I have already discussed by using the general equation, finding the equation of a circle. In this video, we're going to use another method here. So I just state here to be alternative 2, right? So of course there are various ways of finding the equation of circle. So but I just introduced two types of methods. Okay, so the others you can just asking me if you have if you try, but if you find out that you have some doubt, you always come and find me. Alright, so alternative 2, find the equation of the circle passing through the point, right? It's the same as the circle passing through the point of 1, 3, and -1 and 1, right? So, and with the diameter of the circle is on the line x plus 2y equals to y, right? The diameter is on the line x plus 2y equals to 1. So by this, we are also using the concept of chord, right? And perpendicular bisector. So as you know that now this is this question very easy because why? They're already giving you one equation, and this equation is passing through the center of the circle because why? The diameter is on the line, right? Diameter having a center, right? So okay, we just need a line, one more line to find the center of the circle, which is the perpendicular bisector from this chord here, because you know that this is the 2 point on the circle. As you draw a chord, a perpendicular bisector will always passing through the center of the circle. With the equation of this line and the equation of this line, you can find the center of the circle here. So there's a concept here. So perpendicular bisector will always divide this into 2 equal parts and having 90 degrees. They are perpendicular to each other, right? So I label this one to be the line number 1, right? Line number 1, and this to be the line number 2, right? So to finding this line, the equation of this line, I need a point on this line. So where I will using the midpoint between these two. So unless I label this to be AB, and this one I just label to be M, right? So to find the point M, I can just taking 1 plus with -1 divided by 2, right? And the other one will be the y coordinate 3 plus 1 divided by 2 to finding the midpoint, right? The point M, which the point M will giving you 0 and 2, right? Means that point M is 0 and 2. So of course we need the gradient. In order to find the equation of line, I need a point, right? Which is I already have a point, but I have to know the gradient of this line L1. At first, I have to find the gradient between A and B because the A and B, the line AB is perpendicular to L1, right? So how to find the gradient AB, right? So now my target is to find equation of L1, right? Line 1. So at first, I find the gradient of AB, which is y minus y, 3 minus 1, 3 minus 1 over with 1 minus -1, 1 minus -1. So we have 2 divided by 2, which give you 1, right? So we have the gradient of 1. So, and I know that the gradient of AB, if multiplied with the gradient of line, right, of this line, let's say this gradient for this line will be M1, let's say the gradient, definitely will be equals to -1 based on the concept of geometry. Because why? Because this line and this line are perpendicular to each other, right? So then we can get the value of M1, which is -1 divided by MAB, the gradient of line AB, which is -1. Means that the gradient for this line will be -1. So I already have enough information, which I have gradient, I have a point, right? So I can using the y equals to mx plus c, or another formula for geometry, y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1. So now I have the gradient for this line L1, which is -1 plus c. To find the y-intercept, the c, I need a point. So as this line, you cannot simply choose any point. The point must be on that line, which is the M, right? So I substitute the y with 2, -0, plus with c. C will be 2. So therefore, the equation of line L1 will be y equals to -x plus with 2, right? Y equals to -x plus with 2. So now I have enough information because I have already having the equation for this line, right? The equation of this line. So the equation of this line will be y equals to -x plus 2, right? And the equation of this line, where's the diameter, is on this line. So it's also given, right? So with these two equations, I solving simultaneous, they will definitely intersect at the center of the circle, right? Okay, let's see how to find the center of the circle. Alright, let's solve the equation between these two. So the line -x plus 2, equation 1, and the equation that having a diameter on it, so equation 2, right? 2, equation 1. So I can just doing substitution, as I know y is -x plus 2, and I can do x plus with 2, right? Substitute 1 into 2, so -x plus 2 equates to 1. So I will getting x -2x, right? X -2x plus with 4 equals to 1. So which give me -x. And you have 1 minus 4, you have -3, and getting x to be 3, right? Getting x to be 3. So with the value of x to be 3, I can finding the value of y, right? By substitute into 1 into equation 1. So I have y equals to -x, -x plus with 2, which gives me -1, right? The value of x and y here, the value of x, which is 3, and value of y here will be the center of the circle here, alright? Means that I already know the center of the circle with these two lines intersecting, which is 3, -1, right? 3, -1. So later, I also can find the radius of the circle, right? I can also finding the radius of the circle, which I finding the distance from point A to center or point B to center, right? Because these two will be the same, right? Any point on the circle. So if you find the distance between any point on the circle with this line and with this point, you are getting the radius of the circle. So I can find the radius of circle by finding the distance between A and C, right? Or B and C. So let's say find distance between A and C. So how to find the distance? The formula will be square root of x1 minus x2, right? So I said 1 minus 3 square plus with 3 minus with -1 square, right? 3 minus with -1 square, which give you this one you have 4, right? -2 square 4, and this one you have 16, right? 4. This one is -1, so 3 plus 1 you have 4, so 4 square 16, so which give you square root of 20, right? You were still getting the center of the circle and the radius of the circle, okay? And for this, it's convenient for you to using the standard equation, right? It's convenient for you to using the standard equation because you don't know the value of G and F and C, or you can actually find the value of G and F here, right? So the standard equation here will be x minus with the center of the circle, which is 3 square, plus with y minus with the center of the k, minus 1, you have plus 1 square equals to r square. R square, you're getting 20. Alright, this is also the equation of standard equation of the circle, right? It's a standard equation of the circle. If you want to find the general equation of circle, you can finding the you can expand this, right? Or you can using the value of G and F here. This is -G, -F, right? So by substitute into the general equation, you can find the value of C by substitute any 2 points here. So, or the easier will be expanding this, right? Alright, so this is alternative method number 2 by using the perpendicular bisector with the equation that passing through the diameter, right? That's all for this. Hope you understand.